Namaste and welcome to the third video in the Nudge You Need Chakra Clearing series. Today we're going to be working on the power chakra, which is, if you look at the chakra chart, the third one from the bottom. I'm sure we'll have it flashing up on the screen here at one point or another, so keep your intention on what chakras we're working on. And if you haven't watched the first and second video, do not watch this one, right? You need to understand that this is a progression. When we have blockages in the chakra system, whether it's in the third eye or the throat chakra or wherever, we have to start at the root chakra to get grounded so that we can learn how to move our energy through our body and release the rest of the blockages throughout the system, right? We can't just be working up here if we're not grounded. A lot of times people want to work on this spiritual stuff up here, but if you're not grounded, the spiritual stuff will actually make you a little crazy because you're way up in your head all the time, right? And you'll be getting all lightheaded and airy, and you'll be chasing your tail because you're not grounded. So please start by watching the first video. You'll learn the breath of life there, which is the basis for everything that we do in this video series. You must learn the breath of life in order for any of the movements that you're doing in this video series to help. Right? Because we do the movements on the exhale, we do the movements with a certain intention of releasing everything that doesn't serve us. So there is a progression that needs to be learned, and you can watch them over and over again, right? And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message on the Nudge You Need on Facebook, or I think you can do it here on YouTube as well. Okay, so the power chakra, it's right above the belly button. Right? And as we learned in the first two videos, we have to sit up straight or stand up straight in order for us to move our energy from the lower chakra system to the upper chakra system, right? So I want you to take a look again at the chakra chart before we start, and we'll put it back up for you at this point. And I want you to really focus on the energy of the lower three chakras. I want you to look in the out of balance column of what is happening there, anger, fear, lack of creativity, lack of groundedness, right? And then look in the imbalance column where you have the groundedness, the centeredness, the pleasure for life and aliveness, your drive, your determination, your discipline, to follow through with things. That is all in the imbalance column. So the breath of life is the way to move this powerful energy up through the system, right? And as we inhale, our intention is to bring in the fresh, clean, healing energy up through the system. And then as we exhale, the intention is to exhale everything that doesn't serve us. So no matter what exercise you're doing, you must connect with the breath of life first. Make sure you're set with that so you don't have to think about it, and then go on to the movements. So the first movement of the power chakra is going to be belly scrunches. And I learned this in Dan Yoga. Now Dan Yoga says that you should do 1,000 of these a day. I don't recommend that you do 1,000 a day, right? Especially not to start. Maybe eventually you could get there. I don't do that many, but I do have a 70-year-old student of mine, Cheryl. Big up Cheryl Watson. I'm calling you out, my girl. I know you're watching. She does 300 of them every day, and maybe I don't know if she's thrilled that I called out her age, but I mean, she should be proud of who she is at her age. She's gonna outlive all of us. She's an amazing woman, and she inspires me all the time to keep up my work so that I don't get lazy and give up, because I want to be just like her when I grow up. So you work your way up. You do the belly scrunches maybe 3 or 4 times a day. Do sets of 10, do sets of 20, whatever resonates with you. Don't be killing yourself. And women, if you have your period, don't do them. And for everybody, do not do them after you've eaten, right? You want to make sure that you've digested your food, because you will get cramps if you do them at either of those 2 points. So it's all about really just pulling your stomach in and letting it go. Pulling it in, letting it go. Pulling it in, letting it go. So you can see that my stomach is moving, but I am still talking to you. So I'm not holding my breath. I'm still breathing as best as I can. I'm actually not doing the breath of life in this situation because it would be hard to maintain that flow as I'm moving in and out of my belly. But you breathe just as calmly as you can, or as regularly as you can, while you're doing this technique, right? And what I really recommend, as I also did in the root chakra exercises, the Kegel exercises for the root chakra, is to do these things whenever you have time throughout the day. Don't try to make time in the morning or try to make time in the evening, right? We don't want to try to do anything, right? We just want to send ourselves little reminders throughout the day of if we need to get into our personal power, right? Things are are whirling out of control throughout our day, right? Maybe at work, maybe with the kids, maybe with, you know, whatever's happening in the day, then you need to get connected. You need to get grounded and centered and clear and, you know, connected with your personal power. So whenever you start to feel things building up in your life and in your daily life, you just disconnect for just a few minutes. Turn off your cell phone, go in the other room, step outside, whatever you can do, and practice some of the techniques that I'm sharing with you here in this series, you know, for the different chakras. And just make yourself a little routine. Put together whatever movements resonate with you. And we're only at the power chakra now. We're going to work our way all the way up to the crown. So there are techniques for everything and for every level. So one of the places I started to do a lot of my techniques and a lot of my work was at traffic lights when I was sitting in my car, right? What else are you doing? You know, you're sitting there waiting for the traffic light. Maybe you're even annoyed by the traffic light that you had catch a light, right? And that when you're annoyed, what happens? You lower your vibration, right? And then you go from annoyance to another person's annoying you, and then you get to the place and you're annoyed, and you know, you just carry that lower vibration with you. If you look at the traffic light as an opportunity and a minute or two to take time for yourself now, oh, what a great opportunity. Yay, I'm so glad I hit this traffic light. Now I get to do 20 belly scrunches, right? And you just go through your belly scrunches while you're sitting at your traffic light, you know, smile at the person next to you, you know, you're getting really into your core and into your personal power. And that will then progress throughout the day. You're going to get more and more powerful. So the first day you do the belly scrunches, like I said, I don't recommend you do too many. Set something up for yourself that's doable, right? You don't want to put the bar so high that you're failing. You don't want to set, oh, I'm going to do this 5 times a day. I'm going to do 50 each time. You're not going to do that the first time unless you're already in really good shape. Then you can probably do that, right? But if you're just starting out, you know, let's just do 3 sets or 4 sets or 5 sets of 10, you know, or 3 sets of 20, something like that throughout the day, because you will get muscle ache from this exercise. And if you do too many today, you're probably not going to do any tomorrow because you're going to be too sore. So you have to get through the soreness, right? Even though you're sore, you must still have to do the belly scrunches. So don't set yourself up for a fall, right? You do the belly scrunches, do 50, 60, 70 today, whatever your, you know, your number is. And then tomorrow you do them again. Work through the muscle ache, and you do them again the next day. Every day you do them. And eventually you can do a few more. You know, you move from 20 to 30 or from 30 to 50 or whatever, you know, whatever works for you. Don't ever beat yourself up, because as soon as you start to say, oh, I didn't do it today, and I couldn't do it today, and then you're again lowering your vibration, which is going to send you in that downward spiral, right? You have to be grateful. Oh, I'm so glad I got to do 30 of them today. It's better than doing nothing, right? As long as you keep doing your best, you maintain your higher vibration, and that is what connects you to the law of attraction in a positive way, right? So you do 20 or 30 of these. I just had chocolate chip cookies, so I'm not going to do too many. And they were delicious, thank you. But, you know, just do them when you can throughout the day to connect with your personal power. And you can get rock hard abs doing these, especially if you're up to 1,000. You know, you're doing better than anybody I know. So work your way up and stay in shape. Another breathing technique I want to share with you for the power chakra, for the solar plexus, is called the fire breath or the dragon breath. All right, we all know the breath of life. You know, I've talked about it in every video now, and I taught everyone how to do it in the first video. And that breathing technique is something you should be doing throughout the day. All right, while you're sitting at your desk, while you're driving your car, while you're talking with people. I'm doing it right now while I'm talking with you, right? I stay connected to my power by doing the breath of life all the time. But this next breathing technique, the fire breath or the dragon breath, is just something that you should be doing when you have some time. You could do it at work, you know, maybe sitting at your cubicle or on your desk, or if you can go to another area, or you can do it at home in the morning or in the evening. But I don't recommend you do it while you're driving, because it could make you a little lightheaded, a little dizzy. And the breath of life could do that as well. So when you first start practicing the breath of life, make sure that you're not driving your car and you're getting lightheaded while you're doing it. Right? Practice it at home, practice it at your desk or wherever you are. And then when you get comfortable with it and it becomes more natural, then you can do it, you know, while you're driving as well. But the fire breath and the dragon breath, it's almost like the belly scrunches, where you're pulling the muscles of your belly in. But at this point, you're going to exhale, right? And you're just going to exhale, 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 exhale. There's never a deep breath of refilling your body. This breath exists on the verge of having no air in your body, right? So you're always exhaling. What's going to happen is automatically, just by instinct, your body, excuse me, will take in just a little bit of breath so that you can exhale again. So there's not like, right? I'm not intentionally inhaling and exhaling. I'm just going to be exhaling, and automatically my body's going to be taking in a little bit of air just so I can keep exhaling, right? It's not a conscious action. So I'm going to do 50 of them right now, and you're welcome to do it with me. Remember, there's no inhaling, conscious inhaling here. We're just exhaling the whole time. And if you can't do 10 or 20 of them without having to stop for a breath, don't beat yourself up, right? It's just a matter of a practice, right? You just got to practice a little bit, and by tomorrow or the next day, you'll be doing them without any problems, all right? Just keep tuning in to the video, and eventually you'll get it. So I like to close my eyes, because when we close our eyes, we kind of go inward. We don't get distracted by the shadow on the wall, you know, and then, you know, you're wanting to meditate, or you're doing your stuff, and then you see a shadow, and oh, that looks like a palm tree, and oh, look at that bug buzzing by, right? All of those things are going to distract you from your meditation. So close your eyes when you can, you know, when you're comfortable, when you have balance, when you're not afraid of tipping over or whatever the situation may be, and really go inward and practice the breath of life, right? So in this case, again, I'm not going to do the breath of life. I'm going to just take a little bit of an inhale, prepare myself, and then I'm going to do the dragon breath. So that's really all it is. You're just exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. I'm not really going to do it again, because you can just rewind this video and watch it again if you want to. And I'm just really going to say goodbye for now for this video section, because these are 2 power chakra techniques that you can do throughout the day, right? The breathing one you need to do when you have some time to yourself, but this belly scrunches, I want you to do it throughout the day. It's going to increase your muscles, your tone of your muscles in your belly, so that lifting up your sternum is going to become easier. You know, if you're not sure what I'm talking about with the proper posture, you have to lift your sternum in order for you to be able to move your energy up through your body. This is covered, I believe, in the first video, right? The proper posture of how to move oxygen through your body. When you start to lift your sternum on a regular basis, you're going to feel tired, because you're not used to using the muscles it takes to lift your sternum. But the good news about lifting your sternum is it's going to relieve you of all the tension that's in this part of your body. If you're having tension and stress in this part of your body, in your neck and shoulders, which most people do, and they blame it on stress, and they blame it on their job, and they blame it on everybody else, it really has only to do with you dropping your sternum. And it's just a matter of this little bit of dropping, right? When you drop this down, it pulls on these muscles, which causes the tension, which you're causing the pain, right? So if you're aware sitting at your desk, then you're having this pain and tension, just lift your sternum, right? Lift your sternum. Every time you lift your sternum, you're going to release the tension in these muscles, and that eventually will go away as well. But you might feel some tension in these areas, because now you're using these muscles to lift your sternum. All you have to do is work with these muscles, right? And then build them, and that will help you to keep your sternum up. So again, namaste. Thank you for joining us for the power chakra, and we will be continuing with the heart chakra next.